The latest coronavirus figures released at a press conference on Thursday morning confirm beyond doubt that the COVID-19 epidemic is in decline. Epidemiologists have given the government the green light to start easing restrictions on movement and business faster than originally planned. Daniela Lazarova has the details.
The coronavirus data from the past 3 days were anxiously awaited as an indicator of whether the loosening of restrictions ahead of Easter did not worsen the epidemiological situation in the country. They were expected to tip the scales either in favour of continued restrictions or a gradual return to normal. The head of the Institute for Health Information and Statistics, Ladislav Dušek, told journalists that the results were better than he had dared to hope.
This is the
best result I could have hoped for. It is better than I would have thought possible just a few weeks ago, when we really feared the worst. The reproduction number has dropped from 1.0 to 0.7, which means that one coronavirus positive individual now infects less than one other person on average. That means we have stopped the uncontrolled spread of the epidemic, and it is now in decline. That is good news for the future.
As of Wednesday morning, the Czech Republic registered 7,033 COVID-19 positive persons. 210 people have died to date, and over 2,000 people have recovered from the disease. Approximately 15% of the infected persons required hospital care. The death rate is at 3%, but according to Health Ministry data, the majority of those who died had serious chronic diseases, which the infection aggravated. Predictive models suggest the country may have 7,800 cases by the end of April. Just a week ago, the prediction was 10,000. Health Minister Adam Vojtěch said the positive result would allow the government to revise its reopening timetable and start easing restrictions on movement and business faster than originally planned. However, he called for people not to let up until the danger is over.
I want to appeal to every one of you to maintain the high level of discipline shown so far, because only if we remain vigilant, continue to use face masks, and respect the advice on social distancing, can we hope to maintain this positive trend.
The minister said that in view of the positive projections, hospitals which were geared to handle a severe coronavirus crisis can now return to normal, start rescheduling postponed surgeries and attending to patients with other health problems than COVID-19. Minister Vojtěch said the priority now was to proceed with a smart quarantine project, tracing the contacts of infected individuals and focus on dealing with local outbreaks of the disease. Large-scale testing is also underway to gauge the spread of the infection among the population and the degree of herd immunity acquired.
A new survey suggests that close to half of Czechs fear economic fallout from the coronavirus pandemic. Official unemployment numbers remain relatively low, but may in fact be considerably higher if surveys are to be believed. And while the government has implemented relief programmes, their practical effect has come under criticism from opposition MPs and the private sector, as Tom McEncroe reports.
More than 1/3 of Czechs have used up their savings since the government placed the country and much of its service and entertainment sectors into lockdown over a month ago, suggests a recent survey by research firm Behaviour. 49% of respondents in the study said they were worried about the financial impact of the coronavirus, while 11% said they had already lost their job. Official data from the Labour Office, where the unemployed register, suggests a lower impact. Social and Labour Affairs Minister Jana Maláčová gave the expected government figure in a discussion on TV Prima's Nedělní partie program on Sunday.
The numbers I get daily from the Labour Office look good so far. Our forecast shows that unemployment in April will lie at around 3.4%. That means roughly 250,000 job seekers.
The government has implemented a number of relief programs to ease the burden of businesses. These include increased lending ceilings for state-owned investment banks, interest-free loans, support for the self-employed and financial compensation for companies whose employees or business activity has been impacted by issues related to the current situation. However, many business owners and entrepreneur association leaders have criticised the relief programs for being insufficient, administration-heavy and too slow. For example, Michal Frantik's company, which manufactures digital printers, applied for a government loan over a month ago and is still in the process of waiting. This despite promises from the Ministry of Industry and Trade that it would process such requests within 2 weeks.
We filled out the form and we even received an evidence number with an email saying that they would get back to us. No communication has arrived since.
Criticism has also been voiced by the opposition. Speaking to Ms. Maláčová on TV Primo was Top 09 MP and former Finance Minister Miroslav Kalousek, who proposed that a financial deposit be paid out to businesses immediately.
Time is often much more important than the amount. These companies first have to pay their employees and then they get a contribution from the tax authority. The problem is they often don't have liquidity to pay them in the first place and are forced to look for the money elsewhere. Would it be possible for the tax authority to send them a deposit, which would be settled after the crisis?
Low liquidity that many firms face could also be helping skew the unemployment data, as some employees have been asked by businesses unable to pay them to accept a delayed payment of their salary.